Hello, everybody. My name is Paolo Medina, and today I'll be discussing the topic of diet culture, some of the issues it causes, how to fight it, and how to promote healthy weight loss. So, what is a diet culture exactly, and why is it relevant in modern American society? Diet culture is defined as a set of beliefs that value thinness, appearance, and shape above actual health and well-being. And according to an article published in National Public Radio, Americans spend over $30 billion on diet products annually, and an estimated 45 million Americans diet every year. Some of the reasons it's so prevalent right now is thanks to social media. Apps like Instagram and YouTube started it all with social media influencers promoting supplements and programs that they believe work. And TikTok is currently taken over as a major reason that these influencers have a platform. And so, what are some examples of diet culture? And in the great debate of is diet culture actually good for Americans or if it's not, um, there's a lot of positives and negatives on both sides. And right now I'll be discussing the negatives. So individuals, according to UCSD dietetics, individuals subjected to diet culture messages have been conditioned to believe that not only does thinness and dieting equate to health, but that the pursuit of health makes one person morally superior to another. And this can be promoted through ideas such as fat talk, which is mentioning the way someone looks or eats, such as going, "Hey, dude, that you probably shouldn't eat that milkshake. It's got so many calories in it. It's probably not good for you." Or, "Wow, dude, you're a size 42 waist. That's kind of big, don't you think?" Just these little popularized comments that honestly can be harmful to a person, which can potentially lead someone to follow trendy diets like juice cleanses, plant-based diets, or keto diets. And these trend diets can honestly do more harm than good or promote unhealthy habits. And on the topic of the harm they can cause, a diet such as keto promotes a low to no carb consumption kind of diet. And this leads someone to be lacking in energy because carbohydrates are your number one energy source on a day to day basis. And they also keto diets can also cause the keto flu or stomach issues and constipation, which are just things you don't want to deal with while you're also having no energy every day. And following trendy diets can promote eating disorders because you can be potentially way too worried about the way you look and start skipping meals or excessively exercising, which are oftentimes common precursors to eating disorders, but people kind of stopped caring because it became such a normal part of day-to-day life for Americans. So what's the other side of the story? A healthifyme.com article argues that altering your typical eating habits can be helpful, mainly if you focus on removing unhealthy foods. It motivates you to be more familiar with what you put in your body. And the issue I have with this statement is it's just kind of only looking at one small segment of the idea of diet culture, and it doesn't really look at the big picture of everything. So, what are my thoughts or thesis? Ditching the fake mainstream ideals of diet culture and following the science of weight loss, as well as one's own personal experience, is the most productive and healthy way to lose weight. So, what are some supporting claims behind this? One of the issues that diet culture has is that it prompts the idea of thinness versus health. Diet culture and social media have promoted the idea that being paper thin, like a lot of the influencers people see every day, is a healthy way of living, which just isn't fully the case. Looking at these very thin influencers can promote a person to want to look like them or think they're too large, which oftentimes promotes eating disorders such as anorexia or just overall skipping meals in general, causing a person to lose weight very fast, but usually in an unsustainable in a way and a way that oftentimes leads to the person getting sick. Social media and the promotion of being thin equals being healthy oftentimes also excuse me, promotes body dysmorphia, or not promotes but causes body dysmorphia, where a person that does look healthy or is a healthy person looks in the mirror and just sees a lie to themselves, thinks that they're way too big and that they're unhealthy, which can also go back in the cycle and lead to an eating disorder. And one of the arguments as to why thinness definitely does not equal health could be looking at several professional athletes. One being example of the bottom left picture here, Pete Alonso from the New York Mets. He is far from what one would consider a thin human being. but one would be also hard pressed to argue that this elite level Major League Baseball talent isn't a healthy person. So, what are some healthy ways to lose weight? LiveScience.com defines a caloric deficit as eating and drinking fewer calories than you burn. This is the simple equation of calories in versus calories out. So ways you can find a proper calorie number for you would be going to calorie calculators online. There's all sorts of them. What they do is they look at several factors such as your age, current weight, amount you work out in a week, average amount you work out in a week, and all sorts of other factors, and calculate caloric counts for you to either gain, maintain, or lose weight, and lose weight in different increments. And ways you can track this is through apps like MyFitnessPal, where they use their extensive database for you to log every sort of food that you're eating throughout the day, so you know exactly how many calories you have been intaking. And then for burning calories, any sort of physical activity can do this, from a physically demanding job to lifting weights or cardio. And why one's own personal experience can be such a benefit for a healthy way of losing weight. I'll be briefly discussing my story. At about March of 21 last year, I was about 270 pounds. I felt unhealthy, both mentally and physically, and just kind of reached the breaking point. And I fell victim to diet culture because I didn't know exactly what I was doing yet. And I would try trendy diets, I'd lose weight for a little bit, and then I would just shoot right back up. And it was just honestly a struggle. Then what I did was I joined a powerlifting gym, started working out way more and with much better intent. I would also start tracking my calories through MyFitnessPal. And what I ended up doing was winning a powerlifting competition in November of that same year, where I dropped, give or take, 50 pounds and was about 220 and felt completely healthy, and it was a good time. Um, and the reason why I'm bringing this up being that A, it did succeed in me losing weight at the time, and B, now that I have such an understanding of the science behind losing weight, I can gain and lose weight without really any stress, and I've been able to fluctuate my body weight as I see fit, depending on my goals at the time. So, one might still argue that diet culture can be healthy for you, or it can be a positive for you. The FindMe.com article states that in addition, others are more inclined to notice and praise you if you have a more toned figure as an outcome of your diet, boosting your self-esteem and feeling of achievement. And yet again, this article misses the bigger picture. This is promoting the idea of getting healthier and losing weight for others and bettering yourself for compliments and the opinions of others, which is simply not the proper way of going about it. So my response to that being is that improvement should be for you and you alone, and that you don't have to try to live up to social expectations that you think have been put on you through social media or your people around you. And that if you set your goals and you find your motivation, this leads to you building discipline, which that discipline then leads to increased longevity, and you start feeling good for yourself and yourself alone. So in conclusion, please just do what makes you happy. If you want to eat that pizza, go ahead. Don't try to think about it too much. And please, with others, encourage healthy habits and avoid fat talk. Here are my references. Thank you.